Hey guys, welcome back to Living Our American Dream. Today we're gonna go hunting again, and I've got, if you watched this last video, I've got a new camera set up, so we're gonna try that out, at least part of the system. Behind me, there's the tree rack arm for setting up in the tree. I'm actually not gonna take that this morning just because I've never used it before. It's dark out, and I don't want to be fumbling around with it in the dark. But I did take the new camera and I've mounted it to my bow, so hopefully we can get some shots using this. And if I do happen to get a shot in the field today, we're gonna try to get it on film. So today is November 8th. I took the day off work and the bucks are rutting, so let's go hunting. It's close to 7 o'clock, November 8th. Should be pretty close to the peak of the rut right now. On my way out here, I kicked up a deer. There's absolutely no way to be quiet walking out here today. It's so cold out here. It feels like January. It's about 22 degrees, and there's a little bit of snow on the ground that froze after some rain. And there's just a lot of noise to be made walking. But right now, I keep hearing, I think it's turkeys coming out of the tree. But everything's kind of starting to come to life right now, so I can hear a long distance out in the woods. So I'm hearing everything right now. But anyway, it's gonna be a good morning. We're gonna sit till probably 11 o'clock. Grab some lunch and try to be back out here by about 1. I'll show you my setup for today. I'm gonna give the Spitfires a try again. If you watched my last video on deer hunting, you know that I gave the Spitfires a shot the other day and they performed fine. I just didn't have much confidence because I wasn't used to them. But I'm in the same tree and I can see that food plot right out here. I can't shoot to it, but I can see it. And I got my rattling antlers and a can call and a grunt call. And I gotta tell you guys a story. So the other day we were out here hunting, Mike and I was texting him back and forth to see how he was doing, and he was seeing all kinds of deer and I hadn't seen anything. And he got one up to the house because he was cold, and I was getting ready to do the same. Looked behind me and I seen this little buck about 100 yards away, 150 yards away. So I can call to him a couple times just to play with him, and just dinking around getting ready to leave, and I heard something behind me. I turn around, there's a 120-inch deer standing 10 yards from me. So, holy cow, it snuck right up on me. And that day it had been raining and it was really quiet, and you weren't going to see anything, you weren't going to hear anything coming up on you, so you really had to pay attention. And that son of a gun snuck up on me. I ended up having to take a 35-yard shot, which is not an unreasonable shot, but I had a small hole to shoot through, and I missed the hole by just a little bit, and I center punched a damn maple tree, about a 3-inch maple tree. So I missed my target by about 2 inches, but so that deer's still out here. Mike seen him that night. Got back up and Mike seen him that night. So that was a week ago, or 6 days ago. So he's probably left the section, but hopefully he's making his rounds and he's coming back about right now. So we'll see. Arp. I don't know if we can see him or not, but that's my first deer on camera. Nice. Well, I just checked the video there, and I got a pretty good video of that thing coming in. So even though I didn't get the shot, it's pretty cool. I'm happy. The shot, you know, I drew back, and when I did that mouth grunt, he stopped. But when I shot the arrow, you know, there was just enough of a jump in my bow that you kind of lose track just for a brief second there. And but then I was able to follow him with my bow, and you've seen him fall right down in the video. So very cool. I'm pretty pumped right now. So. You know, the last time I took a Friday off, correction, not the last time, the first time I took a Friday off to do a dedicated rut hunt was a year after we bought this property. We bought this property in 2012, and on November 8th of 2013, I took a Friday off. And that day, I'll never forget, and I'll throw a picture in right here. That's the buck I got. One of the 3 deer that I shot that morning. It was a very cool story. I have a mount of that buck in the living room, but that was my nicest buck at the time. But anyway, I was actually sitting right over here somewhere where the camera's at, right over one of these oak trees. And back then you could bait. I had a little bait pile out, and first light, I had a small buck, and I hadn't shot any deer that year, so I had a bunch of tags. And first light, a small buck had come in, just kind of a scraggly little buck. As a matter of fact, it's this buck that I have these rattling antlers from. He came in and was running some does on the bait pile, and I decided to go ahead and take him because I hadn't shot anything for the freezer that year. So I put an arrow through him, and he ran off just like this one I just shot. You know what I mean? It ran within sight and kind of fell over. And so I thought, all right, that's a good morning. And a little while later, and I come back to this sun shot right here. So it's not quite that bright, but when that sun reaches the forest floor down here, that's about the time that I heard something behind me. And I had a doe walking up behind me by herself and walking around. And you know, back then my thought was just, hey, I'm gonna get another deer for the freezer. My thought wasn't, hey, a lone doe during the rut, let's not shoot that one, right? But you know, tags to fill, freezer needed meat, kids were young. That doe came right by me, and I took it. So she ran off and died in another direction, and I just knocked another arrow and thought to myself, well, I better get to work. I got 2 deer to clean up. And right from this direction, back to the sunshot, right from out here, I heard a long grunt, and I look back, and here come that big old boy walking across this open section of woods right here. I should say trotting across. And he trotted right up to the track that that doe was on, and I was able to put an arrow through his heart, and he died back in that direction, center of the screen-ish. So I took 3 deer out in one morning, and the reason that I bring this story up is today is November 8th, 2019, so exactly 6 years later. Well, I climbed out of my stand. I was up there in that triple oak tree. I came down here. I could see first blood from the tree. It should be somewhere over here. Should be right there. First blood. So this should be where he was sitting at, or standing when I shot him. Well, we're following the blood trail. Pretty easy trail to follow. Here's my arrow. Now we've seen in the video my arrow didn't go in all the way because it looks like I hit that top shoulder, or I should say the top of the close shoulder, and then the damn thing probably hit the opposite shoulder again, just like that last deer. But we're gonna keep following this. This deer is gonna be right up here, about another 20, 30 yards. And there's my shot. Still bubbling. Oh, he's looking like he's a bit of a little guy here. Well, he looks like he's got 2 points here, 4 points here. He's a nice one. So here's the kids' treehouse we worked on this summer. This deer is right over there, about 40 yards. So I was able to drag him. Well, thanks for watching this YouTube video. I appreciate your views and subscriptions. Hopefully with this camera setup, we can get some more deer on camera in the future and do a little bit better at capturing the shot. I know that this wasn't ideal at the moment of the shot, but hey, I'm new at this, so give me a break, man. So thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.